Hi everyone, Paul Akers, host of the American Innovator. You know, the innovative spirit is alive and well, and everywhere I travel around the world, I bring back ideas and creativity to share with my audience to continuously improve and change the way we live. Welcome to the American Innovator.
Well, hello everyone. Do you remember my good friend Jay that I drive fast with?
Guess where we're going, Jay? What are we doing?
Well, we're going to get some more banana.
We're going on a trip, Jay. Come on, tell everybody where we're going.
On a trip, and if I tell you where we're going to take Paul, then I have to kill you.
And how many miles? 2,700 miles?
Maybe more.
Yellowstone and back, Seattle to Yellowstone.
Paul,
4 days. How fast are we going, Jay? Forget about the banana, Jay. How fast are we going to go?
As fast as Paul can go.
Oh, yeah. I can't keep up with Jay. But, Jay, you should show me something. What'd you do to your car?
Well, take a look at this thing in my...
Wow.
See what all the stuff I got in here?
Wow, Jay, you dialed it in. It's all lean out.
Oh,
Jay, you are becoming a lean meister.
But I got to carve a place for the banana.
Oh, yeah, well.
Oh, but maybe I should just eat it.
Look how nice. Got your camera in there, everything.
Look at my air pressure gauge thing and my...
Oh, look at that. You are dialed in, walkie-talkie. Jay.
Yeah.
We're going to have a rock and roll good time, man.
Jay and I got underway, and as we drove through Washington State on the side roads, we came upon the windmill farms and checked out all the technology.
So this is one of the propellers right here. They're made in Denmark. The engine and propellers in Denmark. Vietnam makes the tower. Feels like a composite, yeah.
So this was a great place because they actually had one of the blades out on display.
I don't realize just how big these things are. They are massive. That is huge. Impressive. Look at this, man. You drove it up here. Did they give you permission, Jay?
No, I just came up on my own, you know.
This is a pedestrian area, Jay, not for cars.
Oh, no. I was told it was for cars. No, this is car area.
I don't think so.
If you get it.
Caleb, is this allowed?
Yes.
I can't believe it. We're getting special treatment
Good old
here.
Seahawks car number 12.
We're doing two things here. We're unloading and we're
Stopped
loading.
for a quick pit stop, and then the next thing you know, we were on the road again. And our next stop was Stanley, Idaho. And as we raced through the ever-changing topography, it was just so interesting. Every time you turned around, the landscape changed. 1 minute we were by a river, the next minute we were in the middle of the desert, then going through a traditional American small town, and then back out onto the road, pine forest, desert, wheat fields, you name it, we saw it. But one thing's for sure, we drove
Jay's
fast
going for
and had
his
fun.
flower shot that he always goes for. Are you going for another flower shot?
Yeah.
You're so silly, man.
Just send us all my girlfriends back then.
Jay was always getting the perfect shot of his car in front of something. We saw farmers doing their work. We drove through valleys, up into the mountains. Every time you turned around, the scenery was different. And what's so interesting about this is you would think you'd get tired, but you have to focus and concentrate so much on what you're doing because of how fast we're going. It keeps it very, very interesting. And this particular trip, I listened to a book on tape the entire time. So the end of day one, we end our journey at the base of the Sawtooths in Stanley, Idaho. We had a great trip. 700 miles one day we were booking. Just before the sun came up, I put my camera out for a nice time lapse. Then I went out with my camera and took some incredible video of the morning in Stanley, Idaho, a beautiful place in the shadow of the Sawtooth Mountains.
We're going to the bakery. We're going to have some starch.
So we joined up with all the other travelers and locals, and we had some great pastry and coffee, and then we got back on the road to Sun Valley, Idaho. As we dropped down into the valley, it was beautiful again, and the scenery was ever-changing. We stopped at Jay's friend's house to take a look.
What is Jay doing?
I'm taking a picture of my car. That's all I ever do.
I'm going to show you something bizarre, but interesting. A giant wicker birdhouse. I'll have to go inside and see what it's like. Wow, this is cool. Check it out. Ooh, it smells nice too. It's got a nice skylight up above. Wow, pretty cool. And of course, wouldn't be without the Seahawks Porsche.
I don't know, Jay always gets special privileges. He drives right up to the ski resort and parks his car and takes pictures. Then we drive through Ketchum, we go over to the Sun Valley Lodge, an historical place, and we're back on the road. And the next stop is Crater of the Moon, a great volcanic lava flow that just stretches and goes on forever. From there, we got back into southern Idaho, where we drove on endless roads with nobody, and the roads kept getting more and more remote until finally they turned into dirt roads. So that dirt road saved us a ton of time. It was a huge shortcut. So we got into West Yellowstone about 5 o'clock, and we entered into the park, and we started seeing all the things that Yellowstone is so famous for. It was fascinating and interesting. I've been there many times, but I never tire of it. And of course, Old Faithful, and believe it or not, Jay got the last 2 rooms at the Yellowstone Lodge.
Where are we? We in Malibu?
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. Well, they have those geysers.
Yeah. You cannot drive your car out onto the limestone deposits and get a picture with your car in front of it.
The lodge is crazy. I've never seen anything quite like it. We passed the Continental Divide when we were in the park. We saw tons of wildlife everywhere we went, and the different colors of the thermal pools and the buffaloes. They were everywhere as well. Jay took me up to a lookout overlooking Yellowstone Lake. We had a great race trip up there, and we just looked out over the forest. This is the area where there was a lot of the fire had taken place about 10 years ago, and it was recovering, but it was still a little stark. From there, we went over to Yellowstone Falls and the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. And this is something to behold. Well, I've been to Yellowstone many times. I've never actually spent time at the falls. And this time, we spent a lot of time there. I got a lot of really cool video and got to really experience the power of nature. So I got out the FastCam and the Stealth iPole and did some really cool video shots. I hiked all over the place and did some really obscure spots to get the perfect picture and video. And when we hiked down to one of the observation points above the biggest fall, I got Jay involved in the picture. So cool. Look at the volume of water going over these falls. It's staggering.
We have a buffalo jam.
And the buffaloes were everywhere, man. At first we saw a few and we were taking pictures from a distance. Next thing you know, they were walking right by the car. Look at this old guy. He says, I'm just going to take my time. Again, the power of the falls. This is Yellowstone Canyon. And from there, we drove around the park and we just had a great time seeing all kinds of interesting things. And this was a beautiful valley. It's called Lamar Valley, and it goes on, it seems like forever, and there are buffalo everywhere, and there's obviously some calves right here that we got to see, and that was the first time. And the buffalo were just right on the side of the road. They walked in front of you. They really didn't care much whether you were there or not. And Jay and I continued. Now, the cool part is, after we got through the Lamar Valley, we started climbing up into the pass, and we went over something called Beartooth Pass. And I'd never heard of it before. I'd never been there before, but Jay had. And as we passed this little town, we began the climb up into Beartooth Pass. And this was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. And as we were going along, we found this wild turkey right in the middle of the road. Jay was going like 80 miles an hour and slammed on the brakes. I almost hit Jay because this turkey didn't want to get out of the road. And I think he was attracted to the red inside my car. Maybe he wanted to mate with the car. I didn't know what was going on. But boy, he would not leave us, and he was pretty cool.
So we continued our climb up into the Beartooth Pass, and it was crazy beautiful looking back over the Lamar Valley. And the snow started to come on, and the next thing you know, it kept getting deeper and deeper. And as we started to get to the very top of the pass, the road was awesome.
Is the most amazing road I have ever driven in my life. Check this out when we just came up. What is this called? Beartooth Pass. Beartooth Pass. Come on! Where does it get any better than this? Jay, this is amazing, man.
You're only halfway there.
I know, this is crazy, crazy good. Look what we just did. And here comes the cars, we gotta go. We don't want to pass those cars again. Come on.
We always like to keep the cars behind us because I don't think they liked it when we passed them 2 or 3 times. Jay and I would stop every once in a while and just enjoy the beauty everywhere we looked. And then we came into Red Lodge, one of the coolest old towns I'd ever been in, and we met this guy who just bought this brand new Indian motorcycle, stunning. And then as we left Red Lodge, we went on our way through the winding farmlands of Montana. It was so beautiful, I couldn't believe it, and the roads were so perfect, and there was no one on them. We had a fantastic time between Red Lodge and Columbus.
Okay, this is the real world. I was going 40 miles an hour and I just got a flat tire. Now we're gonna find out how fast I can change a flat tire. And I bet you I suck at it. Here we go.
So I set up my camera, my tripod on the side of the road. I thought I'd film me changing my own tire. Because I always speak in front of people, I say, hey, lean tire change, non-lean tire change. This is what a bad tire change looks like. So I figured I'll just film myself and see whether or not I can do it very fast. It turned out to be a total nightmare. They have a spare tire.
I don't know where it is.
Nice manual, hey? Doesn't say anything about changing a flat tire, though. Page 237. Let's see, flat tire. Failure to follow these instructions.
It looks like we have help. Jay's coming. It takes 2 people to change a tire. Okay, I confirm we don't have a spare tire. Oh my gosh. Now I'm calling AAA if I can find it in my wallet.
Hey Paul, where are you? Paul, how come you don't have a spare tire in your car? How stupid is that? Now, you know what? You do have a jack and you got an air compressor and a fix kit in your car because it's a Porsche. Hey Paul, I'm gonna read you the instructions, okay? Flat tire. Oh, it says here, right here, it says your
Do you know how long this is going to take?
Well, I'm a little pissed off, to be honest with you. I've just been on the phone with her for 10 minutes. I already told her what I need. Now I'm going to go through this again? You got to be kidding me. This is what I paid the AAA for? Just so you know, I've already answered all these questions. And I'm going to do it a second time? Like I said, I've already answered these questions for a 10-minute conversation I already had with the woman before you. So after I get done with you, you're going to put me to a third person? I'm going to do it again? On I-90 westbound. I'm in the middle of frickin' nowhere. In the city of Grey Cliff on I-90 westbound. Greycliff for the 5th time. It doesn't make a difference. It's a Porsche 2008 Boxster. I got a flat tire.
Spare tire?
No.
Well, the whole thing about 45 minutes for AAA, that's ridiculous. There's no way they'll be here. We won't be out of here till 10 o'clock, another hour minimum. The bottom line is getting a flat sucks. And then, of course, after being out there so long, I had to go to the bathroom, and Jay snapped a quick picture of me. Then the darkness came, the tow truck was still not there, and finally, 2.5 hours later, the car
So this is where I've been
picked up.
hanging out. My car over there since yesterday night. Got in about midnight. Got the tire getting put on right here. Getting done. It's been quite a journey, but I'm gonna get home.
So I got the tire changed. The tire was ripped up. We have been driving hard, and it was a good tire when I started. So we got back on the road. Jay took off one way to Seattle, and I took off the other direction over the Cascades up to Bellingham. I had my Flex backpack strapped in the front seat. Easy access to my camera and my video camera right here. Nothing flew around, didn't matter how fast I went. I had my FastCam on the iPole down there that I could reach out and stick out the window anytime I wanted. That's how I did it. A fast car, Flex backpack, great cameras, and the rest is history. So the bottom line is, when I learned to have a great time, you got to know my friend Jay, because nobody knows the roads like Jay. We had an unbelievable journey over 2,000
Remember,
miles.
life's an adventure. Be a part of the solution. Go out, learn, improve, change, think outside the box. We can change the way the world thinks. Be an innovator. I really got to stop getting myself in these situations. That's a leopard, and that's an elephant. Yes, and this is a cheetah.
Like, oh, I saw
Here,
that. already.
kitty, 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 kitty,
Oh,
kitty.
cute. He wants to play.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Got it.